We're here on location at the Landlord Investment Show at Olympia season finale. I'm here with property developer John Howard. And John, you're such a great person to talk to about a trending topic across landlord social media, and that is the general election.
Absolutely.
You know, first it was Brexit fireworks, but that's been superseded now.
It has, and I've spoken on a number of occasions about Brexit as well, when I've been invited to. And now, of course, being chairman of the Ipswich Conservative Association gives me a bit of an insight into the election. We're all out campaigning. I'm here today, but normally the rest of the next 5 weeks I'll be campaigning quite a lot. Wow. Exciting times, door knocking, meeting people. It's a great thing to do. And of course, you know, you've got to decide who you want to vote for. And if you're in property in any shape or form, there's really only one party to vote for. And I think we are here really all amongst friends in the property world, because I think a Labour election win will cause the property world certainly a fair amount of problems initially, at least.
Well, I think you've been quite understated there, John, because obviously Jeremy Corbyn's talking about rent controls and selling properties at a huge discount to tenants and all sorts of measures that won't be popular with landlords at all. And a lot of landlords are very, very fearful of a Corbyn government. I spoke to David Smith, the economics editor of the Sunday Times, just a little earlier today, and he feels that it will be a Conservative win.
I'm very much hopeful that we will get an overall win. If we do, then we'll get Brexit sorted very quickly, and next year should be a really, really good year. I think there'll be a mini boom with Brexit boom with it settled. Of course, even if you're cross with the government at the moment, and many people are with Section 24, Section 21, we all are. Yeah. I think they might do something on those with the new budget if they get in. But it's so important that you go out and vote the right way, because if you abstain or vote a protest vote, all you're doing is letting potentially Labour in the long term. Yep. And that is madness for the property world. Total madness.
It absolutely is. We do want to encourage everybody watching this to cast their vote. It is absolutely vital that you do make a vote. It really is critical time for our country as well as landlords. It really is, very much so. You know, with this country, such a great country, we've got so much going on. It's so good. We've got more first-time buyers now than any time since 1988. We've got the best economy the country's ever seen, just about. Why blow it? Why blow it? Now, John, you move in very elevated circles, shall we say. You've had a meeting with Boris Johnson. You've recently spoken to the Housing Secretary of State, Robert Jenrick. And you've been very keen to put your view across to them. Did they listen to you?
The government, the government are no longer, they've been dissolved, but the main people, Robert and Boris and so on, are very keen to listen to property people. They want to understand why the planning process is so difficult. They want to know, you know, what are the challenges, because they want to get housing. They want to get up to 300,000 new homes a year built. At the moment, it's 220, 230,000. And what they're doing, they're coming out to people like me and other experienced developers and investors and saying, look, John, what do we need to do? What can we do to help you to engage and get cracking? Brownfield sites is a prime example. I was talking to Robert last Friday about brownfield sites, because there's challenges with brownfield sites with contamination, archaeological digs and so on, which need to be sorted out. Yeah. And he understood that, he gets it. And that's so important.
Indeed. Now, if we do get a Conservative majority government back in after the election, we've heard rumours that Section 21, the abolishment of that is going to disappear, which is good news. We've heard little rumours that maybe they are looking at Section 24. Do you think that Boris, if he gets back in, will actually be more landlord-friendly than Theresa May?
I think the good thing with the problem with Theresa May was Brexit was all she could think about. It was just too much, consumed her. With Boris, he's a very good delegator. So, for instance, he's asked the Secretary of State for Housing to go out there and find out what the problems are. How can we put them right? And that's what you want out of a Prime Minister, a good delegator. And that's what he is. And I think he will listen to people. They need a 5-year agenda if they get back in. And part of that agenda will be listening to people and finding out in the property world what they need to change.
Fantastic. Well, I think you sound quite optimistic, John. And
Quietly optimistic. We all have to be, we need a big push. Everyone needs to vote.
Yeah, well, I very much respect your opinion, so thank you for joining me
It's a pleasure.
here. And yes, as John said, the whole point of this interview, and actually it was John's idea, he said, let's just do something to encourage landlords to go out and vote. You may be feeling despondent, you may be really, really struggling, but please go and cast your vote in the general election.
The alternative is scary.
Yes, it is. And it could be that with the last landlord leaving the country, switch the lights off.
You said it, not me.